Welcome! In this lesson, we'll build an intuitive picture of how smell works, from the olfactory epithelium in the nose to the olfactory bulb in the brain. We'll identify key structures like supporting cells, olfactory receptor cells, basal cells, Bowman's glands, glomeruli, mitral cells, and tufted cells. Let's draw a simplified olfactory epithelium on the left. The top thin teal band is the mucus layer where odor molecules dissolve. Below is the yellowish tissue band, the olfactory epithelium, and beneath that lies the lamina propria with Bowman's glands. We'll place supporting cells, receptor neurons with cilia, and basal stem cells, then show their axons heading toward the brain. Identify the parts. The supporting cells provide physical and metabolic support. The receptor neurons have cilia in the mucus to bind odor molecules. Basal cells at the base are stem cells that replace others. Bowman's glands secrete the mucus that dissolves odors. And here is the mucus layer at the top. Axons from the receptor neurons collect and pass through tiny holes in the cribriform plate, a thin bone between the nasal cavity and the brain. On the brain side is the olfactory bulb. Incoming axons first meet spherical hubs called glomeruli, where they synapse with dendrites of mitral and tufted cells. Let's label the bulb layers we just used. The glomeruli are the red spheres where receptor axons end. Mitral cells are the large blue projection neurons that relay signals. Tufted cells are smaller magenta projection neurons that also relay and refine odor information. Now, the signal flow. 1. Odor molecules dissolve in mucus from Bowman's glands. 2. They bind cilia on receptor neurons and trigger electrical signals. 3. Receptor axons group by receptor type and synapse in a glomerulus. 4. Mitral and tufted cells integrate the input. 5. Their axons form the olfactory tract to cortex. Checklist of key terms you should be able to identify: glomerulus, mitral cell, tufted cell, supporting cells, olfactory receptor cell, basal cell, and olfactory gland. Communication tip: a priming statement cues the audience about what's next. Among these choices, the sentence that primes the audience best is, "The last item on the agenda is a review of next week's assignments." Recap: odors dissolve in mucus, receptor cilia detect them, axons converge in glomeruli, and mitral and tufted cells relay patterns to cortex. Mastering where each structure sits and what it does makes olfaction far less mysterious. Great work!